Chapter 13. Rebuilding. I've calmed down. I still feel like that should have been handled better, with a touch more tact, perhaps, but here we are. Finally, we're back to Anon. Gosh, it's been too long without Anon. I don't know what you were thinking, man. The waking world found me slowly. Not out of the usual sense of not getting a good enough night's sleep. I was all too familiar with that feeling. Especially since I don't remember the last time I had it. It's really weird that, like, after we just had a conversation where I was like, where Fang was like, we can't fix this in a day. And I basically talked about some horrible traumatic things that have to... Kind of weird that after that I immediately sleep well, almost like all of our problems have been fixed in a day. It's just really weird. Like, we haven't actually addressed anything. Before that day, certainly. Oh. It wasn't exhaustion that stayed my arousing anymore, that it was me not forcing myself out of bed with a... it's a really big sentence there, buddy. I couldn't even remember the last time I did that. Felt like ages ago. At a certain point, I was too drained from the growing failures in my life to do something so childish anymore. It almost felt like it was just you commenting on what you did more than like an active decision. No, what kept me planted and resistant to opening my eyes was that I was comfortable, content, unburdened. Hydrated, in my element. The night before had been absolutely draining. How the entire day had been. First I had to deal with Mr. Aaron, then my parents, then Trish. And then, for fuck's sake, I had to talk to Fang about being sexually assaulted by her. What the fuck was this day? How did this happen? Sure, we had a screaming match after prom, but that's not the same thing as last night. It was really weird that we were, like, out into the morning. Like, damn, I could have done anything else with my life. Last night was a lot of raised voices and frayed nerves, but it was also just getting real with each other. I don't think you fully understand, Anon, that all you've done is, like, open the wound. You're not healing it. You're not done, buddy. Sure, we had a screaming... Okay. Misa more than her, admittedly. Yeah, because Fang didn't know about half the stuff you're complaining about. Like, as much as I'm giving Anon, like, the... Yeah, but also, Anon... You're talking like Fang knew about this. Like, this is what communication is about. Doing a lot more work at being more open, more honest, being better. I was the one lagging behind some retarded sense of duty. I'm not gonna start watching my swears unlike Fang. She called me out on it. I feel like that scene should have been about Fang and just not Anon at the moment. Like, Anon could have come up later when, you know, he's receptive to any of this. I'm surprised how much you guys remember in, like, your most tired of moments. As I let my thoughts drift across the waves of my semi-consciousness, I walk point to point from it all. Now galling, jeez, I get it, Anon, you're a big fat beanie baby. And she had some points too. Some of them hit close to home. Like I said, Anon, just stop, please. Like, I don't know how to feel about this, Anon. I would like to point out that, like, you've basically been in 3 horrible situations, and then you've admitted something to Fang that makes your relationship very uncomfortable. I don't think Fang really has the right to call you out in that moment. I feel like you've done enough and suffered enough. Like, again, tomorrow, right? Fang is awake for all of it, so you don't get the excuse of sleep. Fang's probably gonna be stewing on it. I don't know. It feels like... It just feels like the story really wants to bash Anon on the head without, well, ignoring the, you know... At some point, there is, like, the part where, like... Whatever. No doubt, when I finally get up there, more talking to get through. Didn't seem quite as anxiety-inducing to think about now. Maybe because I knew Fang would have my back 100%. I like how you're not even considering fixing things with your parents. You're like, no, we're gonna go to Fang's parents. I mean, I know it would be exhausting to do, but... She made that very clear. I could tell it was light outside, but I wasn't certain how much I slept in. Frankly, I didn't want to check at all. It wanted a very long, very slow, very lazy day. Promise I didn't know if I would get until I finally got up, and I was perfectly happy with stalling. Shifting myself a little to nestle deeper into the couch, I realized a subtle sensation on me. I had a blanket over me. It felt like a blanket on top of a blanket. The hell? Finally awake. Fang, you're wasting all of your energy. Gah! I like how... shouldn't you be, like, more panicked by this, considering the experiences you've had with Fang so far? I feel like... I want to remind you, you just discussed this whole, like, don't touch me thing yesterday. I feel like, again, Fang should kind of be more willing to keep a distance. And, like, this is exactly the kind of shit that makes you have those responses, Fang. I should have asked first, but I didn't. Because, do you have any idea how long 8 hours of sleep is, Anon? It's really boring. And so I'm gonna violate your bodily autonomy after you've said that that I already did that to, like, one of the worst extents you possibly can. I'm just gonna do it again! Like, what does it say about Fang that, like, oh, I'm gonna stop watching my swears? Are you gonna start respecting my bodily autonomy? No. Nah, I'm still gonna basically just do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I feel like the swearing is, like, the lesser problem here, Fang. Yeah, you're really fucking stupid, Fang. Again, I feel like parts of the story work better with a third-person narrator because you can switch between character thoughts, and you don't actually have to address a lot of the subject matter, which feels a little freaking heavy for what we're doing here. I feel like I just can't continue the story because it's now forever tainted by the knowledge that the author seems to think that the shit just blows over. Like, everything that happened is Fang's fault, right? The actual big bad is all Fang's doing, Fang's agency. And you can't just pretend that Anon has, like, responsibility in that action, right? Like, yes, the whole lead up and all that, you can say there's a spot of responsibility there, that he maybe should have tried anything at all. But it's kind of a hard sell to go, yeah, I'm responsible for getting, you know, shot. It's like a really weird thing to do. Anon. Wow, I hate this. Short sleep shorts. Fang was wearing pajamas. This is so weird. I think I'm gonna have to call it quitsies because this is why I tell people don't write really heavy subjects if you're not ready to either sidestep it and sort of package it all together so we never have to address it in specifics. Because, like, I can't read this without going, I feel like you guys need to, you know... And it's Fang's nude now. This is nothing but booba. Like, this genuinely feels like Fang's going to Magic Ant, baby. Time to fight the Kraken, or Wake-It Dragon, or whatever it was. I feel like we're kind of at the end of things, because I can't imagine anyone drawing Fang in sleepwear, like, just kind of hanging out. Mr. Attitudes at some point, while I was asleep, to go out and express itself. It was like, man, if they're gonna have any spooky ghost talk, I don't want to be there. I want to be anywhere else. It's likely to term me verbally or physically, and then her husband. I mean, okay. So what are these changes? Well, you know, Fang says she's still okay. Fang's were blurry, but you could see her outfit well enough. All we were missing at this point was her crest band, but if you squint it, she's fuzzy. But yeah. I mean, the eye makeup feels weird. You really put your baby brain to it. But that's mostly because I understand that, like, makeup is not something you just throw on and it's there for the rest of your life, you know? Now she's in pajamas. Fang usual pajamas. So Fang's ready to go to bed? Like, all of this and like, Fang isn't going to heaven or hell. Fang's just gonna get a good night's sleep for once. Ugh. Too big to ignore. We were worried that it could be the Fang slow disappear for whatever reason. It sounds more like Fang is going to bed. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of rude if you phrase like that. Like, Anon, hey, would it have killed you to just be, like, open and honest with you? He's like, this entire series is just people keeping secrets. Oh, stood one right from the chair. I also got hurt. She'd do this. The other reason I didn't visit Nas was because my mom was freaking out. I mean, to be fair, that makes sense for a child, but it feels like you're deflecting, because like even as a kid, you're capable of feeling some pretty complex emotions. You just don't know what the hell's going on at that point. The connections might not even be there to support it. It's just like I blew out a tire. Now I have more questions, but if Fang is, that's good. I mean, Fang is just translucent as ever. And I'll look at me. I mean, okay, my crocodile collapsed into my arms. I need to know what happened to you. And I just have to know if you were in the process of dying or not. I then explained to her, hey, a whole bunch of shit happened, and like Fang is to blame for pretty much all of it. And honestly, I'm surprised that any of this counts as like a forgiveness bonus point, considering that it really feels more like the opposite to me. She gives an air of passivity. Dang, man. Like, the fucking pajamas, though, feels really weird. I guess... I know, it's just really weird to me. The Fang's just walking around in sleepwear. It's so goofy. It's like Anon's walking outside the street, and he's like, my girlfriend is hovering, like, a foot behind me, and she's just ready to go to bed, man. Ugh. Calling out for behaviors? I wouldn't exactly call what Fang was up to behaviors. Actions and instances, perhaps, but not like... it's not the climate, it's the weather, buddy, you're talking about. I realize we crept quite long for Fang's parents, because admittedly, it is a lot. Thank you for this. I know it wasn't easy, but like, holy shit, man. It honestly, like, do you want my help or not, Anon? It feels like you're kind of been skipping out on the really important details here. The stubborn insistence to carry on only made it worse. It's also made it harder for anyone to do anything. As I handle things with your parents. I know what they said about things, it's understandable. But you can't just cut your parents out of your life because you're a little pissed. Like, Anna, what the fuck? Why was this your first goddamn step? It's just yell and stop. I don't like that this is being solved, like, the day after. This feels like something that gets solved a week later after Anon's built up his strength. Man does not have the mindset for this right now. I don't know, because you were white knighting? I'm not saying it's a bad thing to stand up for your friends like that. But it does feel like Anon was doing it because he felt like he had to overcompensate for something more than he actually... You know, because again, it's like, your parents clearly cared and they were in on it. They probably would have apologized. If you asked Anon, you could have... You just assumed so many things. Like, Fang would want this, and this was a good idea, and your parents were never going to feel sorry, etc., man. It's... Jesus. You didn't even work to turn it around. You just got mad. It didn't instantly get fixed. Correction 5 distributed between us. Man, ever since Nasser threw himself off those cliffs, man, life's been kind of crappy. Fang was efficacious, sent off as your worst. Figured they needed me. Needed time. And then we were 10 years later. Took a whole decade, and still nothing fixed. I let Ripley take care of things. He insisted he would steer our children onto the career path, and I kept playing the dutiful life. I'd step in if things got too bad, but if I could help, just cook and be happy. Just smile. I'll admit, when I first met you, I wondered if you're some kind of medication. You really came across like, you know, you were doped out of your head 90% of the time. It's just... I'm just saying, ma'am. I'm just saying, it's just a little weird. I'm just saying, it's a little much. I may as well, but in the last time since I was supposed to pay attention, I was like, oh man, you know, my daughter was talking about shooting up the whole school. And then she stormed off and busted open the gun lock, and I was like, you know, things can only get better from here. I feel like a lot of these people are like not fully mentally prepared for the fact that Fang's gonna fucking vanish out of existence when they're done, right? They do understand that at some point Fang's gonna go poof, and then, like, Fang might as well never come back. Because you're not really making new happy memories or anything. You're just kind of pretending. And you realize that, like, no matter how much this feels like it doesn't really matter in the end. I just kept up the facade, even after prom. I tried to apply soft touch, which is to say, I just kind of stood there and why is my streamer mode not on? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Something must have gone wrong. There you go. Let me click that button, and now we should be good to go. User maze habit truncated. Where were we? It's pretty clear his big hand. I mean, to be fair, like, a lot of characters are pretty passive in ending one. Like, Ripley isn't actually doing anything, Anon isn't doing anything. Like, everyone just kind of... Like, the irony of the situation, if you really think about it, is everyone keeps talking about, oh, it's all about support. You gotta be there and let them solve their own problems. A huge amount of things go wrong in the story because people are, like, not actually actively helping with anything. Right? Like, nobody's talking about stuff or steering people in directions or trying to actively push them to do anything or finding something to do. Like, it's always just, I'm just gonna stand off to the side and be supportive. It's like, do people not realize that's kind of why Samantha fucked up? And Nasser, because they weren't, like, actually doing anything. You mentioned, you know, cutting off your wings and throwing yourself off a cliff, or what was it? Yeah, the rights. What were the rights on this one? I think they, like, wrapped their kids in their wings or whatever. It's like a whole thing. Like, man, that would suck. You come back and your parents and they're, like, wingless? Ugh. I still don't like the 6-limb thing. Still don't like that. It's so goofy. And so many people get so weirdly fetishistic about the wings. It's like, come on, man. Just write your porn in the porn corner. Just do it. Just stop pretending. Be a freak. The moment caught her attention, causing her to freeze. Oh, no. Even knowing there's a spooky ghost in the room, she's like, ah, spooky ghost. I mean, to be fair, if all you've ever done, you were like, okay, like, at first you were like, if I just gotta let Fang and Nasser grow out of it. And then it became complacent, and you were like, you know, things have been working well enough so far, so I don't have to do anything. You've kind of teach yourself passivity, as it were. You came back, Anna, and you brought one of my babies back. I would like to point out that Anna didn't do anything to make that happen, and also... yeah, delude herself into thinking she was real. I mean, I don't know what's to not. How were we... How was I slipping? I was just planning to kill myself. How does that have to do with anything? I know you're not a fool, Anon. Fag wouldn't have picked you if you were... I mean, Anon's pretty stupid. I don't know what to tell you, man. He's a fool. Especially at anyone. It's like the whole point is that he doesn't grow up. His whiz score does not improve. My God, they were right. I want you to leave God out of this. He's had enough trouble with all of you. Neuron drifted and rested up against her temples. Frustrations settled in full. I didn't agree with her assessment at all. Wasn't want to overly correct her either. Not while she had my brain on stunlock. Second of the week, Fang was back. We settled my old habits immediately. Yeah, I helped you. But look at myself. I was happily turning a blind eye. I saw you slowly but surely killing and strangling yourself to death, and I was like, man, this is going great, just like before. What do you mean? Aren't you supposed to be supportive? You're being supportive. Like, this is what people think support means. Right? Like, hot ziggity. Being so boyly called out on me covering for Fang, or both of us really made the admission, made my face burn. Not that I wasn't constantly serve reminders about how they kept biting me out, but old habits die hard, I guess. Can we just have, like, a breather chapter? It feels like we're only ever doing heavy lifting. It always happens, like, 24 hours apart. It's like, goddamn, man. Kick up your legs and have some... Like, I get it. It's really weird to have the ghost thing happening while you're trying to have, like, a goofy little session, but come on! Like, the problem is it's all bitter flavors, and it's like, oh, man. Shake it up! You disowned yourself out and cut yourself out of your family, and you did that for what? For a dead person who's gonna be fucking off soon anyway? Like, what the hell? You're not defending the dead, Anon. You're fucking over your own life. You gotta fix this. You gotta talk about this. But you didn't. You were just like, oh, I know best, and I need to protect Fang because I'm a big boy. And it's like, bitch, if you're gonna do that, just commit an honor killing and get your inheritance. Jeez Louise. Your parents raised you a wonderful young man. I mean, admittedly, the whole point of ending one is that you're a horrible young man. But, you know, I'm helping. I'm pretending you're fine. So people feeling hurt say things they don't mean. Also, people who don't know what the fuck the context is will also say stupid shit. That's just how the social contract tends to unravel. Also, they didn't really sound emotional. I guess they were a little off-key, and they were probably trying to relate to him somehow, but hey. How could I forget my own flesh and blood that did worse? But the key difference is Fang is real! Fang's not a waifu. Well, she is in ending 4 and 3, I guess. More 3 than 4. It's just why I like ending 4. Fang lets up the fucking gas for like 5 seconds. Jesus. Please, Anon. I fucked up too much. Let me fuck up one more time to prove myself. That's with horrible consequences for our family. We just fit with you too. Please talk to your parents. Let me call your parents. I mean, they'll probably just yell at me for having my daughter shoot you, but hey! Listen, we're happy to help you and, like, give you a house, but how about you go talk to your parents and get that fixed, you fucking moron, because we're not paying for your house. I guess I'm like my mom. You're turning into your mom, you mean? And you know, that'd be cute. Like, Fang starts agreeing with their mom, because Fang is, like, really trying to be their mom. You know, they're like, my mom's probably going to go into heaven, so if I'm more like mom, so I'm just going to agree with whatever mom says, even if she's stupid. I feel like some disagreement is necessary for the story to work. Which is also something I don't see too often in these fics, is where characters disagree with each other and come to different conclusions, and then Anon's told, hey, buddy, you know. Feel my face contorting into a frown. A real contortionist act right there. Getting tag-teamed by this isn't fair. Shut up, Anon. You don't have to listen to your rapist if you don't want to. You don't really have a high ground in any sense. Oh, but Fang feels remorse. I don't know if that's like the beginning, man. That's like step 1. You're not going to give an alcoholic his little sobriety token because you took the first step. It's like, oh man, you did a whole day. Kudos. And I'm like, yeah, great. The trick is never a day, right? The whole trick is, at some point, your brain starts to twist and turn and contort. And usually 24 hours isn't enough for withdrawal symptoms to get... I don't know. I've heard some people that can't get that bad. But usually, like, down the line, we start to feel a little better. And you start to have, like, what was it again? Someone told me that the worst part of the addiction... They didn't have, like, heroin or something where it's like you immediately feel, like, the worst physical symptoms. Because I've heard, man, that shit knocks you out cold. But, there are some where it's like, the effects are more spread out. And so at a certain point, you're like, you know, I'm doing fine. I can go back to using this responsibly. And just do it that way. And then they immediately go back to the old habit. And they don't use it responsibly. And it's that kind of tricking yourself into it. You know? That's the trick. It's kind of terrifying hearing that. I mean, admittedly, I kind of know what they're talking about, because I felt it. Like, the first step is hard, but the first step is not how you win. You never win with one step. That's how they say it. One step forward, two steps back. Although maybe that's my philosophy, because I personally think, you know, take as many steps forward as you can at a time, so you can build up momentum. Like, I get that... God, it's such a fucking complicated topic. I'm gonna shut up. I can't really tell you anything about this. I don't have enough experience. Don't listen to me. Get help. Please. Addictions suck, even if it's socially acceptable. If anything, it's worse. I heard someone who had, like, Kratom really bad, and he's like, you know what it feels like reading the subreddit? It's like everyone is addicted to Kratom, and none of them are willing to admit it. And all I can think about is, wow, it must suck if, like, your addiction is so socially accepted that people are like, no, you can't get addicted. And it's like, but I am. Like, I start getting cravings and scratching myself and all that. It's like, no, you don't. You're just being weird. And it's like, that's so, wow. You can't just do that, man. I thought Reddit was supposed to be a cuddle pod. Here you are invalidating a man's experiences. How dare you? How dare you? Maybe you got a point. Whatever, we're not here to talk about addictions. Let's think about it, which is all we'll ask. And then I'm gonna never ask about it again, because that's how you support people. You don't ever force a subject. Yesterday was a lot. Can I have, like, a day to myself? No, you can't, because the writer is really weird about time. I don't know what it is, but Arlok just has a really weird relationship with time in this fic. Let us adults help. I mean, you're like 19 years old, Anon. You're an adult by all definitions. Except the ones that Safi has, where he's like, until you're 25, you're a fucking idiot, but hey. That's that guy over there. When do we need to thank and start talking to people? Although Reed brought up the little magic machine. Do we get a little interspersal, or we're just going, I'm gonna cut it here, we're gonna keep going after that.